I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine Jesus sitting across from you right now. Would he be proud of the person you are currently? If you're an average human like everybody else, chances are he wouldn't. And that's because you have so much potential to grow further as a person, but you're holding yourself back. If you truly want to grow and fix most of your problems in life, the first step towards it is getting closer to Jesus. It doesn't require you to become a monk overnight. Sometimes it's the smallest habits that unlock the biggest spiritual changes. So today, I'm going to share 5 simple, real ways you can get closer to Jesus starting right now. And I promise, these aren't boring, stiff, or super formal. These are everyday things anyone can do. Even if you feel like you're starting from zero, even if you've messed up, even if you haven't prayed in months. Trust me, Jesus isn't keeping score. He's just waiting for you to say, "All right, let's try again." The first way is spending just a few quiet minutes with him every day. And I mean literally a few minutes. Let me tell you why this matters. We live in a world where the second we wake up, our brains go straight into chaos mode. Notifications, scrolling, checking, worrying, overthinking. It's like walking into a room filled with blinking neon lights. But Jesus whispers. He doesn't shout. And when you give him those quiet minutes, even if it's 2 or 5 or 10, you start to hear him speak to your heart in a way you didn't expect. One day, I remember sitting in silence, no music, no phone, nothing. And I felt this weird wave of peace. Not dramatic, not cinematic, just calm. Like the kind of calm you feel after a long cry. And that moment reminded me, Jesus doesn't need you to pray perfectly. He just needs you to pause long enough to feel his presence. The second way to get closer to him is to talk to him like he's actually a real person in your life. Not a formal figure you only speak to on special occasions. I mean literally, talk to him like you talk to your friend when you're walking home or doing dishes, or even when you're stressed out. You don't need fancy words. You don't need a script. You can literally just say, "Jesus, today was rough. I'm tired. Help me out." Or, "Jesus, thank you for giving me strength when I didn't even ask for it." The more you talk to him, the more natural it feels. It becomes less of a chore and more of a relationship. And that's exactly what he wants, a relationship, not a performance. One time I was stressing about a decision, like one of those decisions where you're overthinking so much you feel nauseous. And I remember just blurting out, "Jesus, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you just take over?" And I'm not kidding. The next day, everything just started lining up. Not magically, not instantly, but enough for me to realize, oh, he really heard me. And I'm telling you right now, he hears you too, even when your prayers sound messy or confused or half-finished. He answers heart language, not grammar. The third way is surrounding yourself with reminders of him. We're humans. We forget everything. We forget passwords, birthdays, where we left our keys. So of course we forget spiritual things too. And that's why little reminders help so much. This could be a verse on your lock screen, a cross necklace, a sticky note on your mirror, a playlist of worship songs that lifts you up when you're feeling off. These reminders bring you back to him throughout the day when your mind wanders. And trust me, your mind is going to wander. That's normal. But every time you get reminded, it's like Jesus tapping your shoulder saying, "Hey, don't forget I'm walking with you." I remember once changing my phone wallpaper to a simple quote, "Be still." And I didn't realize how badly I needed those words until I saw them every day. It was like a personal message from Jesus telling me, you don't have to carry everything alone. Sometimes one tiny reminder can shift your entire mindset. The fourth way is one people don't talk about enough, but it's powerful. Start intentionally choosing kindness. When you choose kindness, real, sincere kindness, you're actually acting like Jesus. You're reflecting him without even realizing it. And the crazy thing is, when you act like him, you start to feel closer to him because his spirit works through you. Holding the door for someone, checking in on a friend, forgiving someone who hurt you, choosing patience when you could choose anger. These little acts strengthen the connection between your heart and his. There was a moment I'll never forget. I was having a terrible day, like everything was going wrong. And I saw this older man struggling to carry groceries down a few steps. My first instinct was to walk past, because I wasn't in the mood, I wasn't feeling holy, I wasn't spiritually glowing that day. But something told me, help him, so I did. And the man smiled with so much gratitude that for a second, all the heaviness I'd been carrying just disappeared. And I thought, wow, this is what Jesus feels like. Sometimes the fastest way to find Jesus is to act the way he acted. The fifth way, and this one might surprise you, is being honest with him about everything. And I mean everything. Your fears, your temptations, your mistakes, your doubts, your confusion, your insecurities, your disappointments, all of it. People think they have to hide the ugly parts of themselves from Jesus, but that actually pushes you further away. Jesus connects with your truth, not the version of you that you pretend to be. If you're angry, tell him. If you're scared, tell him. If you feel unworthy, say it. If you feel distant, admit it. There was a time I felt really disconnected spiritually. Like I was praying, but it felt empty. And instead of pretending everything was fine, I literally said, Jesus, I don't feel close to you right now. And the moment I said that, I felt something shift. Because honesty creates intimacy. And Jesus will always meet you in the place where you're real, not the place where you're trying to look strong. And the beautiful part? You don't need to be perfect to be close to him. You just need to be present. Jesus meets effort, not perfection. So let's piece this all together for a second. Imagine starting your morning with just a few minutes of quiet. Then throughout your day, you're talking to Jesus like he's right beside you. You catch little reminders that bring your focus back to him. You make small choices to be kind, patient, forgiving. And at the end of the day, you're honest with him about what's on your heart. If you do just those 5 things, even imperfectly, you will feel your relationship with him change in ways you didn't think were possible. And I want to leave you with this. Jesus isn't far. He isn't distant. He isn't waiting for you to earn his love. He's already close. He's already reaching. He's already listening. Getting closer to him is really just about opening the door a little wider every day. One small moment at a time. One honest prayer at a time. One act of kindness at a time. And soon, you look back and realize, wow, I'm not who I used to be. I'm more grounded, more at peace, more guided, more connected. And that's the beauty of walking with Jesus. You don't just get closer to him, he helps you get closer to your best self. So start today. Start now. Even if it's small, even if it's messy, because he's already ready, and he's been waiting for you.